From the creators who brought you RuPaul's Drag Race and $1 Million Listing, this is World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wow Report. I hope everybody had a marvelous Christmas, and here we are in the festive season. I'm your co-host. I am your host. Well, I'm one of them. Fenton Bailey, co-founder of World of Wonder, joined by Tom Campbell, our Chief Creative Officer.
Ho, ho, ho.
Indeed. And James St. James, celebutante, legend. There's so many things I could say about you.
But who has the time? Just Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year.
Blah, blah.
The elephant in the chat room is that we're all wearing, thank you, Andy, our Radio Andy holiday hoodies, which we were just chatting about. That they're like as swag goes, they're really nice. It's really plush. It's really cozy, as they say on QVC.
Warm.
Yes.
They are thick and heavy, right? This is not a cheap sweatshirt. This is like, it's a commitment. It's like a duvet.
Yes. Thank you, Andy. It's a pleasure to be at your service.
Thank you, Andy. We love you.
Thank you, Andy. I need this because I have that sort of like COVID rattle in my lungs, like my voice is like hollowed out. Oh, no. I have the seasonal cold. I don't think it's COVID. I think it's just a cold. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do the countdown. Starting at number 10. Let's see how we get on. Number 10, Tom.
Number 10.
I did something I haven't done for maybe decades.
What?
I watched a Charlie Brown Christmas from beginning to end. It holds up. It's so beautiful. And then I found out all these little fun facts, which I didn't know. By the way, it is coincidentally the 60th anniversary. It premiered Christmas 1965. It preempted the Munsters. And guess what? CBS thought it was going to be a huge flop. Ha! Up until that point, Charles Shorts had not allowed Charlie Brown, which was as a strip was released in 1955, to be animated. I guess there was some Ford commercials or something where they did something. So they got the producer of that and another producer to come together. Like 6 months before Christmas, they were given money by Coca-Cola, the sponsor, and CBS, like $600,000. They didn't know what they were doing. And they did this really quickie thing. It was delivered 9 days before it aired. So CBS received it, hated it.
If it had happened today, Barry Weiss would have said, no, let's cancel it.
I know, but back then they had sponsors. They had paid it out. They were like, let's just put this out. So not only does it have a beautiful message about Christmas, but it had a beautiful message about how great things come about because no one betted on it. It was different than everything. So these are the big things. It was going to have a laugh track.
Oh, God.
Because in the mid-'60s, all sitcoms had what?
Laugh
tracks.
And Charles Shorts, the producers were like, we will not allow this. We will not, he didn't want robots telling people when things were funny. So when you watch it, it has these eeriness, it has these pauses. The other thing is, I think with the exception of Charlie Brown and maybe Linus, all the other voices were real kids they just sort of found from among families they knew. And they literally recorded them all in one day. And some of the kids couldn't read, so they would just say the lines and they'd say them back. And that's where you get those fabulous, innocent, they didn't want
Sally's voice is just wonderful. Yeah. So good. Yeah.
Even Charlie Brown and Linus, I think, were actors, but they were kids. They didn't want like adults pretending to be kids. So it's so timeless and heartfelt. And the other thing Charles Schultz hated, but he was wrong, was jazz. And the soundtrack. They say that you're probably the first time you ever heard jazz, our generation, was on the Charlie Brown Christmas special. That soundtrack, which everybody thought was the biggest mistake. They wanted to have cartoons like, and instead it was the sophisticated, cool piano jazz.
Well, because it opens up with them ice skating to that just floor, and from that first 5 seconds, you know you were in for class. You are in for something really, really adult.
I misspoke. This is 1965 money, but they got $76,000 to make it. Forgive me. It wasn't 600. It was 76,000. So no money whatsoever. And then Charlie Brown is looking for the true meaning of Christmas. Commercializations happened. And when they go to find a tree, which ends up being that funny little Charlie Brown tree, which we live as in infamy, they go to a lot and it's filled with aluminum trees. Do you remember this? They go and they knock on the trees. They're all hard. They go, I didn't know they still made wooden trees. And they said that up until that point, year after year, leading up to 1965, tinsel trees and aluminum trees were all the rage. And literally the year after Charlie Brown Christmas, sales plummeted and they fell out of favor. Now some retro people like them, but like they went away. I'm also told that Charlie Brown's head was a nightmare to animate because it was just this big round thing. Like proportionally, his hands can't touch his head and stuff. And so they had to always just have him walking. So it was very primitive animation, which I think is added to it. There's two real stars, and I guess is Snoopy. And the animators love Snoopy because Snoopy could change any form. When he skates and he dances and he does all his things, he's elastic. He just go everywhere and he's fantastic. And his voice, because Charles Schultz's Snoopy does not talk. He's not a talking dog. So the producer recorded his voice making rah, 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 and just sped it up, which is what Snoopy's voice became. And then I just want to give a shout out to Linus and his blanket. The blanket has so much symbolism because he can throw snowballs with it. He can spin people on the ice with it. He can make a shepherd's, veil with it. And then, and the most touching thing, he can prop up the tree. Remember when Charlie Brown leaves the tree for dead, he puts it around, and they all come together. But what might be the most famous monologue in television, where he finally, from the Bible says, which again they fought for. He says. He's holding his, Linus always has his blankets. He's insecure. He has his blanket. He's sucking his thumb. But at the moment in the dialogue where he's reciting Luke from the Bible, fear not, he drops his blanket. For behold, I bring you good
I never even noticed that.
And great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto us is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. I don't know. I just loved it. And by the way, 50% of the country, half of the country watched the very first one. So this bomb, this hollow, jazz-filled, poorly made animation sort of helped to propel what we know now are those yearly. It was very important to us. I think kids still watch them now. They get to go onto streamers. But James, growing up, I don't know about you, but I look forward to those Christmas specials, those annual specials that played over Frosty the Grinch, on and on. So,
all right, James, number 9.
Number 9.
I watched Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery on Netflix. I finally got around to watching it. I know Tom has talked about it. I want to revisit it. I give it both a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It's like a closed room mystery where the guy is murdered in a room with nobody in it. There's no way anybody could get into it. How did it happen? That's the mystery. There are 9 suspects. There is Kerry Washington, Glenn Close, Jeremy Renner, Thomas Hayden Church. Josh O'Connor is the priest who is blamed for it. Josh O'Connor is absolutely adorable. He's so cute. The victim is Josh Brolin, who is playing it to the hilt. Mila Kunis is the police chief. We love Mila. Daniel Craig is once again Benoit Blanc. The problem is it's very, very slow to get started. The first 40 minutes are exposition. Nothing happens in the first 40 minutes. The murder doesn't happen until 40 minutes in it. Then at the very end, when we're figuring it out, it's another 45 minutes of explanation. It's very intricately plotted. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. The good thing is, like I said, Josh O'Connor is absolutely adorable. A Star is Born. He's really on the rise. He did Sinners this year. He's done a bunch of things. The other thing, though, is that Glenn Close is gunning for that Oscar, boy. By God, she's going to get it come hell or high water. She is dressed inexplicably as an Edwardian housekeeper. She's got the black gown on and her hair and the bun and everything like that. And she's speaking in some Middle Eastern accent that switches back and forth, and you never know what the hell you're going to get. But I say, just give it to her. How many hundreds of years have been waiting for Glenn to get an Oscar? If they aren't going to give it to J-Lo, which it looks like J-Lo is out of contention, is out of the running, then I say give it to Glenn Close. So
I think it's too early to call, James. I think, the heat doesn't heat up yet,
Well, but it does. I really, I don't know if you were here when I talked about Kiss the Spider Woman and how just amazing J-Lo was. And but I think the hate for J-Lo has run so deep that I'm not seeing her nominated in any of the races so far, which is a shame because she's really spectacular in it. But, this is a hammy performance, but give it to her anyway because she deserves it for dangerous liaisons and
Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Wake Up Dead Man, streaming on Netflix. Number 8.
Number 8.
I don't want to spend the whole time talking about this, but I went back and listened because I was like, I don't remember talking about it. And then I was like, oh, this is quite good. Who is this person talking? And it was me.
I'm pretty spectacular.
Vanity Fair or unfair? Because the reason I want to talk about it again is because I just find myself comforting myself. It's like Linus's blanket. I just return to it as something. And I really do think it is quite mega. Not mega, mega. Mega in the sense of there's been all this commentary. Was it really as it were, an expose or a humiliating experience for the MAGA lot, and the 6 people who run the government with the hideous photographs? Was it really an expose of them, trolling them? Or was it the White House's 4D chess of Susie Wiles very carefully laying out a cushion to prepare for the reveal that was not of the Epstein files? Right.
I do have a feeling. My theory is that Susie is planning an exit and it will be backing Marco Rubio in the 2028. I have a feeling she's going to be his chief of staff if he runs, or his campaign manager. I know of Susie from Florida politics. My aunt has spoken a lot about her. So I have a feeling that that's what she's doing. She's going to back the Florida guy.
I want to hear what Tom's got to say, but just quickly, your aunt, what's her take on Susie?
Susie was beloved in Florida politics before Trump. She had been around for 30 years, and everybody knew her, everybody loved her, and she was a no nonsense. She gets the job done, and so it's very weird that she went with Trump, but she is the voice of reason, and everybody sort of acknowledges that.
Okay, Tom.
I was just going to say, I believe everything you're saying about her. I think she is kind of interesting, fascinating character because she is like, this is my, I think the Vanity Fair thing set up, this is my job, I'm doing it. I am paving a way for him, which makes you very professional in one way, also makes you a war criminal, like, the Nazis who did Hitler's work. But I don't know your 4D chess thing. I don't know. This interview took place over a long time. I don't know they knew when it was going to be released.
I just 11 interviews. 11 interviews over the course of a year. One commentator said, that's not an oopsie, that's a meal plan.
The fact that she said what she said about everyone, that's your 4D chess. I don't think that the administration had, I don't think anyone else who was on record for, I think she knows what she's doing always.
Yep. Well, I do have to concur here with Tom, because I think that she does come across as Mrs. Doubtfire, and we talk about Susie, already we're like personalizing or cutifying the monster.
That's what I was just saying, that she is beloved, and that she is that.
Yeah, but she's a harpy and a heinous sort of thing from hell. I mean, really inexcusable stuff she's countenanced. I mean, with a shrug, she's like, well, we know he's in the file, talking about Trump in the Epstein files. He's not in the files doing anything awful. And yet today we can see that one of the redacted documents is talking about him chewing some poor young girl's nipples. It's like,
don't you believe in your heart of hearts that every single politician out there is essentially a harpy and a horrible person? I think
no, I don't. I'm not gonna play that game of like they're all the same, they're all as bad as each other.
I'm not saying they're all the same, but I'm saying there is something inherent in politics that you go in because you're a narcissist and you've got an agenda.
Well, which might make the person who seems to be the nice old granny in the corner maybe more heinous and evil than anybody else.
There you go.
What was I going to tell you? I wanted to tell you something about it, though. Oh, yes. There was a very interesting bit, I thought, in the article On the morning of November 4th, 2025, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles was meeting in the Oval Office with J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Stephen Miller. I mean, as she related it later, Trump was holding forth on the filibuster when she stood up and started for the door. Trump eyed her. Is this an emergency? What, you have to leave? He demanded. It was nothing of the sort, but Wiles left Trump guessing, and she replied to him, it's an emergency. It doesn't involve you. And with that, she departed the Oval. Well, she departed the Oval to go and talk to Chris Whipple and eat sandwiches with him for goodness knows which number interview it was she was giving. So whether she's charting her own path there, like seeming to be not merely being Trump's mouthpiece.
She may just have had low blood pressure at that point and needed a little nosh.
Needed a sandwich.
What is the story about Trump and a nipple? I don't know anything about this. What's going on?
In the Epstein files, it's redacted, but because there's been so many hearings and what have you, there is a copy of the document unredacted, and which it basically says there was one of the Epstein victims. Trump liked to lick and chew on her nipples, and that they were, I mean, it's kind of gross.
You would think that would be front page news. You would think that HuffPost would be all
I'm
over
having
that.
a lot of trouble finding details in the press.
I am too.
I think it's weird.
My algorithm is not giving me what I want.
Or it's
X.
being held back.
I think Musk is playing with the algorithm here, because you would think that would be all over.
They're normalizing chaos, and they're awful, and they have no moral boundaries, and we've never seen anything quite like it in America before. And I will end with this, because I'm sure Blake is pulling
Blake wants us to move on, right? Oh, yes, let's go to break.
I want to end with this. That I talked to someone at the office who said that she's going to New York for Christmas, that she's getting Wi-Fi on both flights because she thinks Trump is going to die any day now, and she does not want to be offline when we are celebrating his death. Now, I don't know if that's true. Someone we work with, I won't say her name out loud. It made me giggle like a child, because I was like, he isn't going to be here forever. He isn't going to be here forever.
And meanwhile, the airlines made an extra $30 out of this person's existence. My favorite site is that Did He Die Today Instagram website, which I recommend to anyone. And I will just end it with this, that my favorite detail from the entire article, I love the pictures, I love the article, it's fascinating, is the editor of Vanity Fair, Mark Widici, says that while he was talking to some heinous person, he says he noticed a mousetrap in the corner of the office and was reminded that the rodents are the only true permanent residents of the White House. There you have it. All right, let's take a break. Blake, give us something.
Where does the name Boxing Day come from?
Well, I think someone has to recuse themselves from the question.
I am very excited to answer this question after the break here on the Wow Report.
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
Welcome back to the Wow Report. It's Benton, Tom, James, and Blake post-Christmas stupor edition, I suppose. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I asked, and Fenton's going to tell us, where does the name Boxing Day come from?
Well, I'm saying that it comes from you box your kids in the ear because they're being brats and they don't appreciate your presence.
First of all, today is Boxing Day officially, right? This
No,
is
it's the day after, isn't it? Isn't it the 26th?
We don't know what day it is.
Today is the 26th.
But isn't it putting away all the boxes and the presents?
Well, I think I've whiffed this, as Susie Wiles might say. I've whiffed it. Boxing Day, of course, is when the servants get the day off. But I'm not quite sure where it is something to do with it's a boxing match. Duh. Yes, it's a No. Okay.
Oh,
no.
Let us
Wait,
down.
in wealthy households,
each other. You think are you one of those evil lord and masters who forces your servants to fight for your?
No, but my servants have to work on Boxing Day. I don't have any servants. Jesus, James.
We are all your servants.
Oh, please.
in wealthy households, servants were often required to work on Christmas Day, but given off December 26th. The box refers to the boxes of gifts employers gave to their servants on the day after Christmas.
All right.
That's right.
And
They give
out
him a
here
box.
wanting his butler to box his maid.
They give him a box and there'll be nothing in it. That was empty boxes. All righty, we are counting down the top 10 things of the week that made us go wow. Number 7.
Number 7.
I have my pop culture gratitude list. None of these will surprise you, but you guys see probably more movies, watch more TV than I do, but it takes a lot to bring me into something, to get me to watch it and to stay loyal to it. So I want to say that my favorite TV show this year is I Love LA, which just finished, which people find like is a little bit of cringe watching, that they're not likable. They are great. They are imbalanced. They're in their 20s. They're driven by ambition. They make bad decisions. They get tattoos when they're drunk. There's moral ambiguity about sex and working, and it just seems super real and funny, and it's getting better and better and better. I Love LA, Rachel Sennett's show on HBO.
I have tried to watch it, Tom, and I can't get into it. Do I need to just stay with it? Because
yes, because there's some.
They're unlikely.
They're half hours. There's nothing you've given up. I love it. Okay. My favorite album, and I said this before, and I have to say it again because I still listen to it almost every day, and it feels like an 80s album because I play it every track, and that is Demi Lovato's "It's Not That Deep." I love this album so much, and for some reason, it has not taken off. She got a lot of attention, but she's back. She's healthy. She's beautiful. Her voice is in full blossom. And these songs, I like a bop. Again, 80s music, synths. It's just fantastic. My favorite movie, surprise, surprise, is Wicked for Good, which I saw for the 4th time yesterday. I'll be seeing for the 5th time tomorrow. And I might see it one more time with my nephew and my brother, who have been waiting to see it with me when I see them.
I love it.
It really is moving. People are critical of that. Is it as good as the first one? It is the second half. It is part of it. It is like body and soul. You can't separate the two. And there's so many emotional moments. I do say the first one's perfection. The second one has not pacing issues, but it unfolds a little slower. But my God, no good deed goes unpunished is as spectacular as Defying Gravity. I mean, it just, anyway, I love it to bits and pieces. And Jeff Goldblum is an international treasure. And my favorite episode, and I watched it last night, we've talked about heated rivalry. And beyond the first couple episodes, we saw these delicious melon-like hockey player butts and passion and sort of romance. And, you know, some people are complaining, some of the gays, because they'll complain about something, the gays, and they're saying, oh, it's too romantic and gay people aren't romantic. It's like, this is their story. I didn't realize, and I've done more, it's from a series of books. It's been renewed for the 2nd season, but the next to last episode, I can't remember the number, is so well paced. And the ones I really love are the Russian and the Montreal guy. Those are the two. And have you watched it all since?
I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Because they introduced this other couple out of the blue. There's this
Francois
other
Arnaud.
couple.
I love Francois Arnaud. I think he's so
Yes.
handsome. I think he's the most handsome man on the show.
So they do them and they talk about their romance, and it's a little Canadian, it's a little sweet, but then they go back to the Russian and the Montreal, and their relationship in this next to last episode gets truly heated and passionate, and they start to like break down walls and communicate, and there's tears. There's a time to have sex, and they don't shoot the sex because the plot is so pure, it's so emotional. And then something remarkable, a first in hockey, fictionally happens, where the one for the New York team, what the actor you love so much, wins the Stanley Cup and calls down from the stands his closeted boyfriend, and they kiss as the whole world is watching. It sounds so corny.
Spoiler.
No.
Well, it's everywhere. If you have an internet and you're gay, it's everywhere. And the protagonists that we love, those 2 guys who play the Russian, they're watching on television. And the next to last episode, which I haven't seen yet, says, "I'll meet you at the cottage." Like they're gonna finally be together alone for like an extended time. And it sends shivers up your spine. If I've ruined it, I apologize. But no, it is
Well, I don't have to watch it now.
It is the craft of it will
Yes, I just want to chime in there. One of the things I really don't love about the reception of this is people saying, oh, it's so Canadian. What defines something so Canadian other than the fact that it's incredibly well made, well edited, and beautiful, complex storytelling? I just don't quite get this.
It's a politeness. It's a politeness that Canadians have that just signals that it's Canadian. By the way, we should all be so polite. We should all have nice neighbors. I don't mean to. You're right. I make it disparaging, and I shouldn't. But it's definitely.
No. I'm not coming for you.
Sure you are. Sure you are. Every week, every story, every week, every number.
Just my micro aggressions, right?
So if you haven't seen the whole series, you can just pick up that episode. It's the next to last one. It's before the cottage. I forget what it's called. And it's been picked up for a season 2. And I'm thinking like, well, what can they do? Well, there's a series of books. And, Seth Abramowitz, who's our friend and sometimes guest, wrote an article in the Hollywood Reporter, which is fun to read too, and just about how it is endlessly appealing to women for all the reasons we know. But if you don't know, you should read about it.
When I first learned about this, I said to Justin, who runs Crave, I want this for Wow Presents Plus.
Yeah.
And he was like, you got to give me some real money. But oh my gosh, I mean, whatever HBO paid probably wasn't enough because it's really doing extraordinarily well.
Yeah.
Like breaking records. Anyway. All right, James, number 6.
Number 6.
It was this past weekend was the Christmas episode of Saturday Night Live, and it was Bowen Yang's last episode. He announced last week that he was leaving after 7 fabulous years. Ariana Grande was the host. Cher performed. Tom, I know you were front and center watching.
I watched it.
She sang 2 Christmas songs, and some people were saying that she lip synced. But I say, who cares? She's 78 years old. She's been famous for 60 years. If she wants to get up there and get all gussied up and have some backup dancers and sing into a microphone along with her track, let her. This is the first time she has been on the show since 1987, I believe. So Let her do whatever she wants. There were some really funny sketches. Ariana Grande just brings it every single time. She is so funny. There was the Elf on the Shelf support group that was so funny. There was when she was Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, where she ends up murdering her family.
Yes,
that was absolutely. She is so
it's
funny.
A brilliant concept. It's the idea that the mother comes home. It's the movie we know, but the house is still booby trapped. So when everybody comes in, they get set on fire. They
all end up having these gruesome, bloody murders. All of them die. It's so funny. Bowen's last sketch was very touching. He was working in the Delta Lounge, and it was his last day, so it's sort of meta. And he was talking about how much he loves the people he works with, and this and that. And then it ended on a very funny note where he said, "I want to go out on top." And Ariana said, "Oh, everyone knows you're a bottom honey." And that was his history. And then Cher came out, and they all hugged. It was very nice.
There had been other gay characters and things, but Bowen Yang broke the pink glass ceiling on Saturday Night Live, right? And
he brought a queer tone to the show that sometimes it gets very hetero and very testosterone heavy.
Yeah.
And he was always there to counter that. They lost Ego. They lost a lot of big people. And so now it sort of looks like Sarah Sherman is the big star. Marcelo Hernandez is up and coming. Andrew Dismukes is funny. And there's that new girl who sort of seems a little like she's under the LGBTQ umbrella. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes. I can't remember her name. Yes.
She's very quirky and very weird, but it seems like, Bowen was the heavy hitter on the show, and his boots are going to be very hard to fill. So
very curious to see what he does next.
Well, why did he leave? Because he's in the biggest movie of the year, of the decade. He's in the Wicked movies. I think he thinks that Hollywood is going to be beckoning. I don't know. Hollywood is in free fall right now. I don't know that it was a good time to give up your job security. Also, he has Los Culturistas podcast, which I'm sure is raking in a lot of money. So I don't think he's going to be hard up, but it is sort of a weird time to go out and think that Hollywood
he conquered Saturday Night Live, and I think it's time for him to conquer new fronts. And he's really talented, and he has incredible people, Matt Rogers and others that he collaborates with. So I have,
also what was it? Fire Island I think they're working on Fire Island too. I know. So, I mean, he has options, and I have a feeling, I think the first thing he's going to do, though, mark my words, we're going to revisit this. He's going to go do Oh Mary. I just feel in my bones that he is going to be the next person to do Oh Mary.
That would be excellent, wouldn't it? That really
Yes.
would. All right. That's on Peacock, by the way, SNL. Anyway, number 5.
Number 5.
Murder in Monaco.
Oh, yes. The Lily Safra, right? My girl, Lily.
This is a Netflix doc about the death of super rich, super wealthy Edmund Safra, who was an incredibly, amazingly rich, successful Swiss banker. And in fact, at one point, there's a whole other story about him where he sold his bank to American Express. And then American Express, realizing he was going to get back into the business, went after him and besmirched his name. They did a sort of propaganda campaign against him. It's a whole other dramatic story. But I think worth saying that because as a result, Edmund Safra was very paranoid. And he lived in Monaco. And one of the things about Monaco, apart from zero taxes, is the incredible security and discretion. The place is practically a fortress. It's a tiny principality, but the super rich all live there because they're safe as houses in their palaces and mansions. But not unfortunately for Edmund Safra, who in 1999 was found dead in his panic room with his nurse, died of suffocation in a fire. Apparently, the penthouse he lived in had been set fire to by invaders. And although he was safe in the panic room, the fire sucked the air out of the room and the fireman didn't get there in time to save his life. That is all just background. The documentary begins with James, I don't know if you know her, Lady Colin Campbell. She's so fabulous. She's like, I just want this to be over as soon as possible. And just start. And this is how the documentary begins. And then she's like, a couple of minutes later, she's like, oh, well, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do this. And storms off. It's just absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, there isn't really enough of Lady Colin Campbell in this documentary. She's in it because she wrote a book. Her theory of the murder is that it was all done by the wife, Lily Safra, who she portrays as a gold-digging, no good slut who wanted to be...
No.
Yeah,
well,
she wanted...
a little backstory here for, in the Nouvelle Society that we were talking about on the podcast last week, the Safras were up there with the Good Friends, and they were the gets. They were just the tippy top.
Right.
And Lily is fabulous. I'm sorry, murderer or not, I don't care. She's gorgeous.
Well, she had been married to another man who was a refrigerator magnate, and he killed himself mysteriously with 2 gunshot wounds to the chest. And as people say, how do you shoot yourself twice?
Why, I'm just going to shoot, and then I'm going to shoot myself again in the chest.
And that netted her first few billion. And then, apparently, a week before Edmund Safra died, they had changed the will. They had both become Monaco guest residents or guest citizens, whatever it is. And Edmund Safra apparently had a change of heart and wanted to change everything back. And that apparently was motivation. But if you think the story is already a little convoluted and complicated, it only gets more so. He hired a male nurse.
Is it a one-off doc or is it a series?
It's a one-off doc, which is actually great because, as I was watching it, and as there was twist after twist after twist, I was thinking, why isn't this a 6-part series? But mercy be, it is not. It's all done in 1 hour. But I'll just give you a couple of teasy things. The male nurse who claims that intruders came in and he was stabbed, but then when he went on trial for the murder, they alleged that he had stabbed himself. So, it's quite a mystery. This is the thing, the most secure place in Monaco. The police and the fire arrive right after the nurses reported this. Because he staggers out bleeding and says, quick, call the police, call the fire brigade. They arrived. And for some inexplicable reason, it took them 3 hours to actually get to fight the fire. And so Edmund Safra would have lived had they just gone straight up there, pushed down the door, and put out the fire. Because the fire itself had been started by the nurse, the male nurse I just talked about. But he says all he did was light some tissue paper in a waste paper basket to set off the fire alarm because he didn't know how else to raise the alarm in his wounded state, barely conscious. So it's an incredibly twisty, turny, fascinating story.
But watch it for Lady Colin Campbell.
Absolutely watch it for Lady Colin Campbell.
And let's make her a WoW celebrity ASAP.
Actually, yes.
Give her a WoW Presents Plus show.
She's a little scary, James.
Honey, that's all World of Wonder people are. You have spent a lifetime dealing with scary people and taming them. So what's one more?
All right, well, let's have a think about that after the break. We'll be right back with more here on the Wow Report on Radio Andy.
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
All right, welcome back to the Wow Report. We are counting down the top 10 things of the week that made us go wow, and we've reached number 4.
Number 4.
RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18. Pay attention, people. A lot going on in the world. Premieres January 2nd. January 2nd, MTV. You can get other places. You can pay for it, whatever you consume your thing. It is, I'm going to say it, but it's an exceptional season. Creatively, the queens are incredible. You're going to get to know them until you do. We'll talk about them off and on throughout the season. I just want to go through. It was released, but I don't know that everybody knows the amount and the variety of celebrities that are coming on. And the celebrities continue to be. They don't come on because they want to spend a day at Drag Race. They come on because they're like a day away from their families and be in hair and makeup and judge a show. They come because they love the show and they bring so much joy and energy. So our premiere on January 2nd, don't miss it, is as an up and coming artist named Cardi B.
Oh, never heard of her.
Come on. And we're pre-taping this before Christmas, but Stephen Korff wrote to me, one of these producers. He goes, with all of this Nicki Minaj MAGA stuff happening right now, he goes, we need to drop the Cardi B footage right now because she is a joy. She loves the drag. She is a drag queen. She's fantastic. She brought so much joy. We have Dove Cameron on. She'd been on before. We liked her so much. We brought her back.
Dove, sure.
We have somebody, I don't know if James, if you're familiar with Sarah Sherman. She's going to be in the 3rd episode. And I couldn't remember last week we talked about it. She came in an outfit and she brought a doll that is dressed. It's like an American doll, but looking like her. It's fantastic. She went to a designer and had an outfit made and a look and had a doll. It's so brilliant. Annalee Ashford.
You talk about your favorite shows over the course of the year. I think I've got a plug. Sarah Squirm. It's just one of the best things you'll see on HBO Max. Give it a chance over the holiday.
I love it. And Annalee Ashford, who was on sitcoms, but she's a Broadway baby. She's incredible. A lot of celebrities, and I hope I'm not breaking any NDAs, but they come with their entourage. They come with the people. Annalee Ashford came by herself, hung out, had the best time of her life. She's was incredible. And then we had Zara Larsson, and And Zara Larsson is hot. I'm not young. I don't know these things. I have to actually, experience. And I'll just say that the lip sync of a Zara Larsson song is must-see television. Is another.
Do you know what Zara song it was? Because I'm kind of obsessed with her new album. I saw her with Tate McRae this year at this forum.
Have you ever heard of a song called "Pretty Ugly"?
Yeah.
That's the one. I'm telling you.
Right. It's very cheerleader, right?
Yes, but I can't tell you. They do an amazing job. I'll skip through. We have the fabulous Brooke Shields. Talk about a living legend on our show, having the time of her life. Then we had Benny Blanco on, incredible record producer, married to the one and only
Selena Gomez.
Thank you very much. Amon is on. Like a supermodel of the world, so beautiful,
old
so
friend
timeless.
of World of Wonder. Yes, we love World of Wonder, sure.
And the last two, Julianne Nicholson. She was dance mom on Hacks. She was the crazy dance mom, and she's in everything. She's a fantastic actress, and you're all blanking out, but you'll know when you see her. And then last but not least, Tiana Taylor.
Oh, Oscar winner for sure. I guarantee you, if you watch
that is a range of celebrities, and I give it up to Alicia and to Theron, who talk to everyone over these past 18 years and get the best people. I love these celebrities for showing up. Again, the queens put on the amazing show, but it's great to have the celebrities there, rooting them on and making every episode just a little extra special. January 2nd.
That's right. You can watch it on MTV in America or around the rest of the world on Wow Presents Plus. James, number 3.
Number 3.
I saw a news article saying that the world's first Dracula-themed amusement park, Dracula Land, is being planned to open in Romania, the birthplace of the Dracula legend. The 192-acre destination will feature 6 richly detailed lands, 40-plus attractions, ambitious storytelling, state-of-the-art technology, hotels, a water park, blending folklore and immersive experiences. It's sure to be a bloody good time. It'll be in Bucharest, hopefully opening in 2027. The $1.1 billion theme lands includes Transylvania Land, Dracula's Castle, London Town, and a roller coasters like Werewolf Run, Flight of the Batwing, and dark rides and parkour courses founded by Drago Drobescu, which sounds like a vampire name if you ask me. I've always wanted to go to Romania and Transylvania. I'm a huge fan of Vlad the Impaler. I love the dotty old Queen Marie of Romania. She's one of my favorite fashion icons. So it's a bucket list item for me for sure.
Well, let's raise some money and send James to.
Please, I can do remotes from Dracula Land.
As long as you do parkour.
Yes, please. My old bones would not last.
That's such a Eastern European there's a parkour theme park.
All right, that's number 3. All right, number 2.
Number 2.
RyanMeetup.com. Now, this sounds like it could be a promotion for Ryan Serhant, and in some ways it is. Ryan, of course, is the host, the star, I should say, of Owning Manhattan season 2, now on Netflix. And it does involve Ryan because Ryan went to one of these gatherings. So basically, Ryan Meetup is an organization that throws parties for people whose name is Ryan. Have you ever heard of such a thing? You cannot go unless your name is Ryan. And it can't be your last name.
Okay.
It has to be your given name.
Are there many people with last names of Ryan?
Meg Ryan.
Oh, there you go. Meg Ryan.
Irene.
If she shows up at the door, they are turning her away.
Irene Ryan, Grammy from the Clampets.
Oh, of course, yes. Who died on the stage of Pippin.
It has to be the first name or the Christian name, I suppose. You got Ryan Reynolds. There you go.
Gosling.
In addition to Ryan Serhant. Well, apparently the name, James, to answer your question, in the 80s and 90s, it was one of the most common names given. It was very, very popular. And they recently, the Ryans, had a Rytoberfest, which is, as it would suggest, it's a thing that happened in October, and it was for all the Ryans to get together. And it was their attempt to snatch the world record for the most same name gathering in all time. The same name gathering, because you might not know this, but the record is held by a group called of Ivan. Yes, Blake.
Can I guess who the name is? Because I think
Yeah,
I
go
might
ahead.
know. Is it Kyle?
No,
Kyle?
it's not. It's Ivan.
Okay.
Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had
Ivanhoe.
There you go. They had the gathering in 2017. They had 2,325 people in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in Kupres. Right.
Well, I would like to see a gathering of Fentons, and it would just be you and who's the other Fenton that you were named after, or who was named after you?
The other Fenton Bailey. Dinner à deux.
Yeah, there you go. 2 Fentons in a room.
I want to see you and the other James St. James together, James.
Oh, well, there's 3 of them. You know, there's a serial killer who murdered a bunch of people and buried them in his garden named James St. James, who was a
let's get all 3 of y'all together.
Yeah. Well, the DJ James St. James is dead now. I had him off.
Let's see. Ryan, yeah, all the Ryans can go. And why do they do it? Is because they want to meet other people named Ryan. Someone said that one of the Ryans who went to one of his parties said, somehow we're all on the same wavelength. It's weirdly profound. So apparently a room full of Ryans, I mean, Tom, maybe a room full of Toms, you would all feel bonded in some
Now I'm interested.
Ineffable way.
I like it.
Interested enough to start?
No. Because I barely can leave the house. I can barely leave the house. I've got the cats. I've got QVC playing. I have to listen to the Demi Lovato album at least once a day. I'm trying to find new people who haven't seen Wicked for Good and trick them into seeing a movie with me. You know, there's a lot. I'm busy. I'm very busy.
Well, we're going to take one more break. You know, it's the holidays. And if you find yourself at a loose end, just maybe you're in Chicago. Why don't you go down to the Drag Race Experience? Drag Race The Experience extended through February of 2026. You get your tickets at wowpresentsplus.com. And it is, you are the star of Drag Race. You do the workroom, you do the stage, and then there's a Dragulator, which is not in the Dracula theme park. It will turn you into a drag queen.
Yay.
Yay. We'll have what number are we at, guys?
We're at number 1, girl.
Okay, that's right. Right after the break, we will reveal the number 1 thing this week that made us go wow. So stay tuned.
You're listening to World of Wonders Wow Report. Things that make us go wow.
And welcome back to the Wow Report. Fenton here with Tom and James and Blake. We've been counting down the top 10 things of the week that made us go wow. It's time for number 1.
Number 1.
Can I get a little salacious here? Can I go a little negative? Can I talk?
It's your last chance this year, James. Go for it.
I don't know if you guys saw Marco Rubio's press conference this week. It was bonkers. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. And I have no reason to know if this is true or not. So don't sue me. But the man was zooted out of his mind. Within the first 10 seconds, he is sniffing, he's licking his gums, he's grinding his jaw, he's touching his nose. They were saying he was doing all these exaggerated the gestures. He was unusually energized, said the news, restless with rapid speech, visible agitation, dilated pupils, excessive sweating. I know that kind of behavior, let me just say. And if he's not, he was doing a damn good impression of it. And I don't know if you remember last year, in the last couple of years, when it all came out, what Dr. Ronnie was prescribing the people in the first Trump administration, and it was ketamine and Adderall and Xanax. I'm just saying that I don't know what's going on this year, but if you watch it, I will post it on my Instagram again. It is absolutely incredibly insane. It's a 40-minute speech in which he is just doing this the entire time and sweating profusely. It is crazy.
What's he talking about? Why did he give a press conference?
Because all these people love to get in front of the camera. That's all they do. Pete Hegseth every single day. I've got something to talk about. And then he'll just regurgitate whatever it is, whatever Trump talking points they have. Trump every single day. I've got an important thing to talk about. And then he'll get up and say, eggs are down and gas is down and everybody's doing fine. And it's like,
lies.
Why do you need to keep getting in front of the camera every single day? So who knows what he was talking about, but he was rambling like a chipmunk on crack.
Did you see Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, his recent appearance?
What was that? He's spinning on his tits like I have never seen anyone. Like he was doing what is it? Breakdancing. He was breakdancing on his chair is what he was doing.
How would you evaluate the two? Like, how do they compare the two appearances?
Well, the Palantir guy was a little more extreme, but Rubio was trying his damnedest to keep it together, but not doing a very good job.
Maybe it was the flu or COVID. I'm just saying for our lawyers.
Maybe he was hopped up on Benadryl. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it was
that could very well be. But I ask you to go and just type in Rubio press conference.
I've had some bad experiences in the past with Dayquil. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Who knows what it really could be? I don't know. I'm just saying that his behavior was off the wall, wild.
Maybe he was upset about the Vanity Fair piece.
There you go.
I mean, the photograph of him isn't very nice.
Yeah, so we all have probable deniability here. So there you go. Upset about Vanity Fair and Benadryl. So that's what it is. So don't come suing us.
Well, that's all we got time for this week, this year on the Wow Report. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Andy, for our gorgeous sweatshirts. Thank you, Tom. Oh, Tom is holding up, for those of you watching on YouTube, a little kitty cat.
It's Bear.
And thank you, James, St. James.
Darling.
And thank you, Blake. Same time, same place next year. Until then, go out and do something that makes the world go
meow.
Ho, 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 ho.